Professor Ganesh Kumar Nidugala is a professor at IIM Indore. He served as a member of Board of Governors at IIM Indore during 2009-13 and as Dean during 2014-2016. He was awarded with Ford Foundation Postdoctoral Fellowship in Economics for the year 1996-97, under which he pursued a postdoctoral study at the Department of Economics, University of Southern California, Los Angeles, USA. He has been awarded with Devang Mehta Best Teacher Award in 2011, Best Teacher Award by IIM Indore in 2012, and Education Leadership Award by the World Corporate Universities Congress in 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Ganesh Kumar Nidugala to share his worthy words.
And just to add two lines to this, इंदौर में जिस जर्नी को हम लोगों ने शुरू किया है शायद, तो उसके लिए दो बातें कह के और फिर मैं आपके हवाले ये मंच करता हूँ कि पाना हो अगर मंजिल तो सफ़र मत देखना, पाना है अगर मंजिल तो सफ़र मत देखना, थक के कहीं बसर मत देखना, और तेरे माथे का पसीना ढूंढेगा छाँव बहुत तेरे माथे का पसीना ढूंढेगा छाँव बहुत, बढ़ना है अगर आगे तो पेड़ की छाँव में बसर मत देखना. प्रोफेसर गणेश कुमार प्लीज.
Very good morning. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to speak on this occasion. The topic that I'm going to speak on is Indore, an innovative growth model. So that is the topic, but I'll focus on one aspect on which I have worked. So that is going to be the focus of the talk. So I've said, can Indore become Singapore? If you look at the last three letters, they seem to be common. O-R-E, right? So what is different is the first few letters. So all that we need to do is to sing a song, we'll become Singapore, right? Indore banega Singapore. So if we can sing that, we will become Singapore. We have done that and number one rank in cleanliness. That is the main focus of the talk going to be. So while we aspire to become Singapore, what we should realize is that the gap is quite substantial. While aggregate GDP is one, but when you look at the per capita GDP, there is a big gap to fill between Singapore and India in general, and of course Indore as well. The per capita income of Singapore, once you adjust for purchasing power parity, is higher than the US also. So there's a big gap to fill there. And role of cities is extremely important when you want to grow rapidly. If you look at China, for example, there are 19 booming cities with population of 10 million. That's a crore plus. Whereas if you look at India, we just have 4 cities and we are increasingly crowding these cities. The tier 2, tier 3 cities need to develop if the country has to grow rapidly. And Indore is one of those cities which can grow rapidly. What is it that we need to do grow rapidly? Of course, urban planning and design is important. Create a long-term plan like what Mohammed Saleh was explaining about what they are going to do for Singapore going forward. Municipal finances and staffing is important. Nothing will happen without resources. And in India, the bond markets or the municipal bond market is almost non-existent. Whereas if you look at the US, that's a big source of financing for municipalities, running to 3.6 trillion. Nothing can happen without political leadership. You need effective political leadership. Singapore became what it was because of the leadership, political leadership, particularly of Lee Kuan Yew. Everybody knows about this. Transparency, accountability, citizen participation, of course, no need to explain that. And we need to develop clean, green, livable cities. And fortunately for us, Indore is becoming one. And that makes it easy for professionals and people who want to work in Singapore, in Indore. So we need to develop innovative growth models. Copying may not work. And in this context, I would like to share with you our own experiment of Indore becoming the #1 clean city and how innovation has happened here. Possibly we can learn from there and apply to other fields as well. So I happened to prepare this case study. Actually, I did not, was not the think tank behind this. This is all the work of the Indore Municipality Corporation and Indore management, political management. I only documented this and also published this in Journal of Public Affairs. So this article is available online if anybody wants to read this. The idea was that if Indore has become #1, what are the things that has gone into becoming #1? And what are the lessons that can be learned? And I have used this case study in some classes in Indore in training programs. Indore's journey to #1 is quite rapid, like the way Singapore has grown to high levels of per capita income. We were in a rank of, we were having a rank of 149 in 2014, became 25 in 2016, 2017 we were #1. So if this can be achieved in one field, why it cannot be achieved in every other field? Indore is already becoming a hub in terms of education with IIT and IIM being there, and quite a few private universities are getting set up. Similar things can happen across the field and we can become Singapore. Just to give a picture of how things have changed in Indore. We all know this, those of us who live in Indore. Prior to 2015, the city's shape was something like that. There were open dump spots, stray animals feeding on garbage. The secondary waste collection was terrible with these big dustbins and things being dumped around that, cattle grazing around that. So it's amazing how we have transformed from there what we see Indore today. So what are some of the important lessons that we can pick up from Indore's success? As I see it, it is change management. Change management has been extremely important in bringing about the change in everything that we do. So I'll elaborate on this. What are some of the aspects that we can look at? Human resource management is important. And finally, I'll sum up with critical success factors and where we stand today. If you want to change, you have to start with a sense of urgency. You cannot say, kal karenge, parso karenge. Indore Municipal Corporation said, no kal karenge, parso karenge, kal ho na ho. That's what they said, and said, we will become #1 in 2 years. So Mission Clean Indore was to be achieved in 2 years. So a sense of urgency was created in the municipal corporation. And developing requires change. So what is the vision of Indore Municipal Corporation? Clean Green Indore, #1 rank in Swachh Survekshan in 2017. So this was the mission that was put forth for Indore. Important to achieve any mission like that is to create a powerful coalition. Alone, nobody can do this. Alone, nobody can do this. So the powerful coalition consisted of the Indore Municipal Commissioner, IMC Commissioner, political leadership of Mayor, NGOs. Role of NGOs has been extremely important in achieving the success, and second level leaders within the municipal corporation. And supporting this whole thing is, of course, district administration, police, municipality workers, and of course, citizens, you and I, have supported in this mission. Communicating is extremely important. If you're visiting Indore, any place, you will always hear this song being played, right, on the election van, sung by Shan. This has been Indore banega number 1 or Indore rahega number 1 is what we see. So this communication has been extremely important to achieve what Indore has achieved. We need to tell public, we need to tell people that that is our vision and that's the way we will go. And in this communication has been extremely important. I'm just talking about one here, but when you travel in Indore, you will find these communication messages everywhere where they are saying we will become number 1. When you talk about change, there are obstacles. You need to remove the obstacles. So Indore Municipal Corporation removed many obstacles. The demolition drives that you read in press every day, this has been broken, this has been broken. So demolition has happened. Wherever there has been illegal constructions, roads widened and so on. Removal of non-performing employees within the Indore Municipal Corporation, that was important because there were people on rolls and not working. Termination of contract with secondary waste collection firm which was not doing its job. Overcoming union resistance. There were a whole lot of obstacles which were systematically removed one by one, and each one of them took a lot of time for Indore Municipal Corporation to do it. It was a surgery that was required to remove the cancer, and they did it. And when you want to achieve something, you need to create short-term quick wins and show that that is possible to do. And that they did. So when they wanted to introduce the door-to-door collection, they started with 2 wards to begin with and a few vehicles which will go from door to door to collect the waste. Once they found that that is successful, it was extended to all the wards. So start small, show success, then scale it up. So that has been the approach. So when they scale it up, of course, they extend this door-to-door collection to all the wards, bought more vehicles, new initiatives now are being taken up to make Indore ODF, the open defecation free, road cleaning, and so on and so forth. Now, if you're traveling in Indore at night in main areas, you will find these big machines, LG company machines, which are cleaning the road. Morning when we come, we see that the roads are absolutely clean. But overnight work has gone on, wherein these powerful machines, which you find in Singapore, similar kind of machines you will find here on this in Indore, which is cleaning the road. You will not see dirt on the sides now because these machines are powerful enough to clean and suck out that dust from the road. Plastic waste collection centers, waste processing unit, and so on and so forth. Several initiatives were taken up once that initial success was there. And if you want to change, you need to change the culture, the mindset of the people. And here, the role of NGOs has been extremely important. There's something called as Dabba Gang, which became very, very popular, where people used to go for open defecation in the morning. This team of people from an NGO, they would go with the dabba, having coins, and they will start making noises. And they will put fines on people, and they put the coins in this dabba. Of course, educating them about the importance of not doing open defecation. So the role of NGOs has been extremely important in changing the culture. This is something which the government cannot do. This is where the role of NGOs become important, and that is part of the coalition that I spoke about. Then, of course, role of motivation. The reward punishment is what you commonly think of in management, which, of course, they did. It sacked non-performing employees and rewarded those who were performing. And more importantly, it is also the involvement of the leadership in engaging with the workers. A regular meeting of mayor and commissioner with the supervisors and the CSIs were held. Mayor and commissioner mixed freely with the staff to sort of communicate to them as to what they expect out of them and why they are doing it. So that makes the job of a sanitary worker, the Safai Karmachari, more meaningful. He knows why he is doing it rather than just doing it. So that has been important in changing the mindset of people and getting more involvement in the mission. So if I summarize what have been these critical success factors, as I said, change management, determined political leadership. Without the mayor's support, this could not have happened. Action-oriented, empowered executive leadership by the commissioner, strategy and phased execution, surgical turnaround, what doesn't work, remove, managing workers' union, very difficult, but they have achieved it. There's a lot of lessons to be learned from there. Political leadership in support to the execution strategy. When workers were removed, they ran to the mayor, but mayor did not support them and supported the commissioner, right? So that is important. Clear, unambiguous communication. We have to really learn from the way IMC has communicated about how to keep Indore clean. There is no place where you will not see the communication. There is no radio which you turn on where you will not hear the message. Effective use of NGOs, as I said, highly visible and persuasive communication to general public, leading by example, demonstration effect that everything is possible. So if we can pick up some lessons from what we have achieved in becoming #1 clean city in the country, I think it will be extremely useful in other fields as well. So what has been the impact of all this? Impact is visible. Impact is visible for everyone. Whosoever comes to Indore says that I've never seen such a clean city. This would not have been the situation if one had visited a few years earlier. Singapore is an example of clean green city. They have the advantage of good weather, equatorial weather, rains throughout the year. We don't have that advantage. But keeping clean is definitely possible. I remember when I first visited Singapore, I got out of the airport and my brother-in-law used to work there. I was chewing gum. I had come from the US, I was chewing gum. The first thing he told me is that, what are you chewing? I said, gum. You please spit that. Here it is not allowed. Right? So it starts from there. So you can't spit. So today we have dustbin-free city, litter-free city. Pollution is substantially reduced. The RSPM has come down from 142 to 76. Significant achievement for people, for Indore, and respite for people with respiratory problems. If you look at the health statistics, it is showing up. The number of incidents of diseases has come down quite substantially over a period of time, and in this particular year, of course, 2017 is not the full year data. It is only up to September, but you can see that there is decline in incidence of disease. So you have a healthy Indore and therefore a more productive Indore. So that's what I wanted to share as far as this innovativeness is concerned. So what I am saying is that what we have achieved here, if we can replicate elsewhere, learn a few lessons, then we can become Singapore in very short span of time. Thank you. Thanks for the organizers.